Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. I thought I was done creating for this Christmas season, but I was wrong because I dared to go into Walmart the other day, and guess what I found? You know how I love my ornament garland? I have it everywhere in this part of the house. Well, check out what I found. Ornament garland in teals and silvers. Oh my gracious. I couldn't pass it up. So I'm going to go ahead and make a Deco Mesh wreath using this. And I'll be back in just a minute to show you all the parts and pieces that are going to go along with this wreath. Hopefully it'll all come together. And I think I'm going to do a little bow tutorial too with this one because I haven't done one in a while. So I'll try to do that too for you guys. I'll be right back talking to you. I'm excited. Teal. Look, look, look. It's going to go pretty in the living room and dining room. Be right back. Let me start by giving you a list of the supplies that I used to create this wreath. One 16-inch work wreath with silver chenille twist ties already attached. 2 boxes of teal, light green, and silver ornament garland from Walmart. 1 roll of 21 inches by 24 feet white Deco Mesh. 1 roll of 5.5 inches by 30 feet of silver Deco Mesh. 1 roll of white with teal and blue sparkly snowflakes of wired craft ribbon. And 2 silver picks. Okay, let's get started with making this wreath. I have my white Deco Mesh. This is kind of almost like a basket weavy kind of Deco Mesh. And look at it catching my scarf. I'm going to have to take my scarf off. Hang on, or I'm going to have a mess. All right. So I open it up and let it drop to the floor. And then I accordion together the very end. And I start on the outer ring. And I attach it into the outer ring, and we're going to work our way all the way around the outer ring first. So my loops are usually about 8 to 10 inches long. I don't measure them. I probably should, but I don't. So I just kind of eyeball it and make a nice big loop between each chenille tie and work my way all the way around the outer ring. Now I'm just attaching the last free chenille tie on the outside ring. Next thing I want to do is make one more loop, and then I'm going to piggyback it right here on top of where I started. So I'm going to make one more loop. Same thing, pull it out, make sure I have enough. And then back it up. This one's a little crazy on me here. Back it up and piggyback it right down in to the same chenille tie as to where you started. And I try to kind of point my Deco Mesh in toward the inner ring because that's where I'm heading next. I want it to kind of be trained to go that direction. All right, next we're going to transfer over to the inner ring. No cutting is necessary. We're just going to transfer over. This is the same skein of Deco Mesh. And I'm going to, this stuff is, I will warn you, it will grab a hold of your shirt. Don't wear anything that you want to stay nice if you're going to be using this kind of Deco Mesh, because it will really grab a hold of a nice blouse and ruin it pretty quick. So just a warning for you. And I'm having a terrible time keeping it off this old shirt. So anyway, make a loop the same size as you would, and instead of piling it into the outer rings chenille tie, we want to go on to the next tie on the inner ring that is as close as can be. That would be your natural next chenille tie if you were going to stay on the outer ring. So I'm going to move over and go into that, put this into that chenille tie, and then start making my way around the inner ring in the same exact manner. So here we go. All right, here I am putting the last loop, attaching the last loop in to my last free chenille twist tie. Now I'm going to end this row just like I started, or just like I ended the outer rings row. I'm going to pinch it together and make one more loop, and then I'm going to piggyback it right in to the same loop as where I started. And I need to try to kind of really smush this down because I know I'm going to be putting the ornament garland stem right in here, so in the inner ring. So I needed to kind of leave myself enough of the chenille tie so that I have enough to tie that in. All right, so that does it for the Deco Mesh, white Deco Mesh anyway. Let me trim it off. Try not to cut yourself. There we go. And I almost used the whole skein. That's how much I have left. I just about used the whole thing for 2 rows. Alrighty, now it's time to add a little bling to this wreath. I purchased this silver Deco Mesh to go around. All I'm going to do is just go around the outer ring with this, because attach this to every outer ring's chenille tie, looping it in the same fashion as we did the Deco Mesh, or the white. Just around the outer ring. And I'm making one more loop, and as I did with the white Deco Mesh, I'm going to piggyback it right in on top of where I started with the silver. There we go. Just cut off the excess so you can tuck it back, or in this case just kind of let it hang out. Actually, it'd probably be just as pretty, but I'll probably, anyway, here's how this ornament garland comes out of the package. It is what it says it is. It's one piece of continuous garland. So as I said, I'm just going to attach this into every inner ring's twist tie. There we go. Let's see how this is going to work. See if I can lift this up so you can see this stem a little better. See how I'm attaching it, and then these will just lay over on top of it. I'm wondering if I'm going to want to go around the outer edge too, huh? I don't know. We'll see. Creating as I go here. All right, I've come around to the end. I'm liking it. I think I might need another bit around the outside. What do y'all think? I don't know. I have a whole nother one. I'm thinking it would be pretty if I went all the way around the outside too. And I am going to put one, actually I should start this way, around the outer ring. I do have another one, another garland. think, well, I've been saying more is less is more, but I think in this case more is more. Put it in the back of the silver. See if I can kind of manipulate it behind the silver. Like that, kind of put it kind of underneath a little bit. I purchased 2 ornament garlands. So, on the end, we continue. So I will have this left over. I don't know what I'll do with that. I'm sure I'll find something though. See if I can tame this monster a little bit. Well, I'm thinking I'm liking this. Maybe a couple ones that are a little bit out of control. Maybe we can tame them. These are really, the little stems are really pliable and they kind of stay where you bend them. So that's working out to be really helpful at this point. All right, now let me figure out where I'm going to put this bow. I think I might nestle it right down in here because it looks, I like it the way it is. The other thing I have are these kind of spiky things. I could put a few of those in. That kind of looks cool. And one like that. There we go. That kind of looks cool. You know what? I think I'm going to have to tweak it when I get it on the wall too, you guys. Because it's going to go a little crazy till I get it there. All right, I'll be back. I'm not even sure where I'm hanging this thing yet, but I'll be back when I decide. Hi everyone, I'm back. It is now the evening of the day that I made this wreath earlier in the day. And I had it all hung up, and I will show you a picture of how I had it hung up. But it's been bothering me all day, so I actually just ripped it back down off the wall, and I added all of the ornament garland that I had left. I had left from about here all the way around to about here. And I added all of that in because it just wasn't looking right to me. And I had this bow on it. And I'm getting ready to make a bigger bow to put right here. So I had done a bow tutorial to add to my video with this bow. And I might post that on its own one day, but I'm going to try to do a video of me doing one of the bigger, fancier bows. I've not done a tutorial like that before, so I'm going to try. I'm not an expert at those kinds of bows. I just learned myself about a year ago, but I'll try to show you guys how I do it. And then I'll hang this thing back up and see if I like it then. Eventually, I'm going to show you the finished product. Be right back with that bow tutorial. Thankfully, I had purchased another boat of this ribbon. This is your tail. This is one of your tails. So you need to move up further and figure out how long you want your tail. I thought about a yard long. I'll probably cut it, and then you pinch there, and then this is going to be a bigger, rounder bow than the tiered bow. So you make one kind of big loop. I do not measure, I just eyeball this, and you pinch it, and then you twist, and you come this way, and you make a loop right about the same size. You pinch it, and then turn it, twist it again, and you pull it out just about the same length. Some people do it differently. This is the way I did the bows on my staircase, and I loved how they turned out. So I'm going to just do it this way. And I just keep making loop after loop after loop, right about the same size for a wreath. And we'll see how this works out. Back and forth and back and forth. I'm going to do probably 5 at least loops. And this way. And then you twist it, and you're going to bring it up and make one more and add it right in like that. And that is your second tail. And I'm actually going to add a third tail to it, and I'll show you how I do that. And I add a loop in the middle too. This is another one that I've kind of made up myself. They're lovely. But I found that this is easier for me to do it this way. And what I like to do is twist this tail that's still attached and pull it down so that I know where the top of my bow is. I catch that in like that. So I know that that's the top of my bow, and these will be my tails. So let me cut that tail off. And then I want a third tail. So see how much bigger? Of course, I haven't fluffed it up yet or anything. But you can see how much bigger this bow is compared to my little more tiered bows. You can see why I wanted a bow to make a bigger statement on this wreath. So let me get a third tail cut. And then I just pipe cleaner again, add it right in. That will give me 3 tails. And now I want to make a little loop for inside. This looks really bad right now. I promise it will look a lot better when I fluff it all out. I cut about a 4-inch piece. Turn it over on itself. And pinch it together. And stick it right down in there. And feed your pipe cleaner through, just like you do with the other one. Catch it and pull it around. and tie it shut. Okay. So then it's just a matter of fluffing and making it look beautiful. Okie dokie, I'm feeling much, much better about this wreath now. I'm going to go ahead and cut these tails. You know how when something just eats at you and bugs you to death? Well, that's what this was doing once I hung it up. I had to go take Sophie to the vet earlier. She had to have some blood work done. She is getting a little older, and we have her on some medication for her arthritis, and I need to have her blood work done every now and again. And the whole time I was there, I was thinking about this wreath, and it was worrying me and worrying me. So, came home and started to tweak. I guess that is what makes me kind of a decent crafter. I just never satisfied unless it's really pretty to my eye, and this earlier was not all that pretty. I'm going to go hang it up and see if I need to trim more off of that, or to see if I need to do anything else. So I will definitely be back. Hi everyone, I'm finally back with the final wreath. That has gone from looking like a Deco Mesh wreath to a all over ornament wreath. But I just didn't like how it looked before. So I ended up adding a bunch more ornaments, the rest of the ornaments that I had left over back in, and making a bigger bow. And I think I'm finally happy with it. I have been tweaking and tweaking. That's where it's going to hang for the rest of the season. And I think it makes a statement there. It's pretty, and it goes with all the other teal. This is kind of my teal cozy corner. So I'm going to stop messing with this thing and say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.